Everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be showing some more of my custom cards, this time Cyber Angels. So I've always been a big fan of Cyber Angels, their playstyle, their theming, everything really about them. Unfortunately, the only thing Cyber Angels are known for is Ben 10 just being abused the hell out of in Herald and Drytron. So the first card we have here is Cyber Angel Ganesh. So, for context, Ganesha is the Indian god of luck, fortune. So that's why. So it's a level 4, very easy to ritual summon. And this is like your starter, right? This is the card that you want to summon because it's what gets you everything. But sticking to the theme of it being the god of luck and fortune, Ganesh, you can ritual with typical ritual summon condition. When it's ritual summoned, roll a die, then search one fairy whose level is the result times 2. So if you roll a 1, you get to search a level 2. So the level 2s being, for example, Cyber Petite Angel or Cyber Machine Angel, or or whatever that other one's called, Cyber Egg Angel. If you roll a 2, you can search a level 4. So that can be something like Senju or Manju of the Thousand Hands to search a ritual monster. If you roll a 3, you can search level 6 like Benten or Iditen, so on and so forth, right? So there's good targets no matter what you roll. There's good targets. You're going to be searching a good target. It's just you don't know what you're going to be searching. And then when it's tributed, you get to roll 2 dice and then search based on the sum of those rolls. So if it's less than 7, you search a Cyber Angel card. So basically, Cyber Angel card meaning one of the ritual monsters. More than 7, it's a Machine Angel card, which is one of their spell cards. And if you roll exactly 7, you get to search both. So this is in a best case scenario, which is at least I don't think this is too broken, because it depends on luck. And if you're lucky enough, best case scenario, you get to search 3 cards, which comparing it to like modern decks tend to have like a single card that can search 2 or 3 cards anyway. So this seems about like on par. I don't think it's breaking the game. And I mean, you're searching Cyber Angels. You're not exactly searching some game-breaking shit. Next card we have, so this is just your starter. Next card we have is the new boss monster, or one of the 2 new boss monsters. So this is Brahma. Brahma is the Hindu god of creation. He's a level 10, 3000, 2000. Can be ritual summoned with any machine agent ritual summoned. So this is going to reflect his creation effect ability. When he's ritual summoned, he can bring back any of the ritual monsters that he tributed from the field for his summon. So let's say, for example, you have on the field Ganesha and Benten, right? Let's say you summon Ganesha searches Benten, and then you ritual summon Benten. And then you ritual summon somehow. I'm not going through a whole combo line. I'm just giving an example. If you somehow have Ganesha and Benten and this guy in your hand, you ritual summon tributing Ganesha and Benten, because they were tributed from the field, they come back. But if they were tributed from the hand, they don't come back. So this is kind of like my way of balancing it. And quick effect, again, sticking by the creation theme. You can ritual summon a Cyber Angel from your hand. So ritual summon is very, it's very self-explanatory. You do a ritual summon, you tribute the required level of monsters, and you summon the one. So it seems underwhelming just to ritual summon on the opponent's turn, but keep in mind, Cyber Angels have some strong common effects. The Kini can make your opponent send a monster they control to the graveyard. So this bypasses the whole like immune to opponent's effects because it's technically your opponent the one that's sending it, not you. It's non-destruction. So that's a pretty strong effect. So forcing it to happen, making it happen on the opponent's turn via a quick effect like this is a very good form of disruption, I think. Izana is basically the same as the Kini's effect except for spells and traps. And there's also Vrash. Vrash, aka Vishnu. I didn't bother changing their names when, like, the names of the gods when doing this the way that TCG does. I just went with the original name, like OCG naming. But summoning Vrash off of this, Vrash destroys all monsters special from the extra deck, so you can get destroy like 2 or 3 monsters. So all three of those targets are very good for Brahma to just summon on the opponent's turn. So yeah, this is him. The next boss monster, Shiva. Shiva is the Hindu god of destruction. So this is like your game ender, right? This is supposed to be the one that enables essentially you to OTK your opponent when he's ritual. The typical when he's ritual summoned, you can banish cards from your opponent's hands equal to the number of ritual monsters use material for its summon. Typically, you're only going to be using two monsters as material for its summon, and you're not always going to be using 2 ritual monsters. So typically, you'll be banishing 1, sometimes 2 cards from the opponent's hand. Considering it's basically a one-time effect, I feel like that's fair. Like you're not hand looping. I don't know. This one might be a bit broken. I'm not sure about the game balance. Let me know what you think. When ritual monster, you control the monster by battle. Banish that monster. If you do, burn your opponent. So this is the part this is like your win condition. This is how you OTK your opponent, right? It's already like you already have, the Kini gives your monsters piercing. Izuna can attack twice. Vrash can burn. You already have a lot of damage, but this just kind of like takes it to another level. Now, these ritual monsters are cool, but in my opinion, I think the best parts are the spells. So I've made 2 spells. So the first one being a new ritual spell called Machine Angel Offering, and it can, it can be used to summon a Cyber Angel by attributing 1 monster your opponent controls with an equal number. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You're ritual summoning using your opponent's monster rather than yours. For example, you can if you're summoning the Kini, let's say your opponent has 3 monsters on the field. 1 is a level 8 and 2 other random ones. You can tribute the level 8, summon the Kini. The Kini send one of their other monsters, so now you've removed 2 essentially. And you can still keep going with your other plays using Benten and Ganesha and all of that other stuff. There's not much else to say about this. It's a pretty simple effect, but I think pretty strong. And probably the most controversial one, because I was trying to think the best way to balance it, and I'm not sure, like, without actually being able to sit down and use these cards in an actual game, it's hard to tell the exact power level, which is why it was hard to balance this. Machine Angel Temple. This is their field spell, and I made a field spell for them. So the field spell it provides a small degree of protection. So when the summons of your Cyber Angel monsters cannot be negated, also they cannot be destroyed during the turn or summon. So this is supposed to be like you're going second, right? Cyber Angel's going second. You activate the field spell, you start summoning your Cyber Angels, and they're somewhat protected. Again, they can still be their effects can be negated, they can be banished or bounced or whatever. You just can't be destroyed, and their summons can't be negated. Just to kind of help your plays keep going a little bit. It has Machine Angel in the name, so it's easily searchable. During the end phase, heal 500 LP, and I think the second part is the controversial part. You heal 500 LP for every Cyber Angel monster you tributed this turn, and then draw one for every 1000 LP gain. Basically, essentially, what it's saying is, the LP gain is kind of negligible. The main thing is you're drawing a card for every 2 Cyber Angels that you tributed. Now I was thinking what the ideal ratio is. Is it like draw one for every 2 that you tribute, or one for every 3 that you tribute, or 4? I wasn't sure the correct ratio. I went with 2, thinking about like typical Cyber Angel plays. You'd probably, most of the time, you would tribute 2, maybe 3, rarely 4. I think, that getting that like +1, and if you did, getting that like draw 1, or if you went like really crazy with your turn, you can get a draw 2 in the end phase, especially when combined with Brahma allowing you to ritual summon, so like you can draw into one of your ritual monsters. I think it's good for them. Like it helps them survive. The LP game can help survive against some of the less, OTK-ish decks. Like some decks that can barely OTK you. This will help you survive against that, right? So decks that aim to put exactly 8,000 damage on board can help you survive that, so that on the next turn you can do more. But also the card draw, it just helps recover some resources. Anyway. So yeah, and this works on both end phases. So again, if you ritual summon something using Brahma's effect by tributing, or if you use one of their other quick play spells that tribute, like Merciful Machine Angel, tributing your own stuff on the opponent's turn, or if you want to go Mystic Walk and tribute and then gain 3,000 LP, whatever it is that you do to tribute, that will also trigger this to draw more cards. So it's essentially a +1, sometimes +2 every turn. So yeah, that's what I have for Cyber Angels. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think these cards are absolutely terrible, unplayable? Do you think that some of these are completely busted? Does it help get the Cyber Angels back on? It doesn't have to make them meta, but does it at least get them to playable status? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you have any suggestions on how I could better balance these cards, or any other effects you have. I've also been thinking about like how Cyber Blader, her Alexis fusion monster, like her ace monster, has nothing to do with Cyber Angels. I've been thinking of a way to try to connect that with Cyber Angels, but I can't figure out a way. So if you also have any ideas on how I could connect Cyber Blader to Cyber Angels, or somehow connect fusion summoning as a concept to Cyber Angels, like maybe instead of Cyber Angels being only ritual monsters, maybe throwing in a couple of fusion monsters in there. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, that's gonna be it for the day. Take care.